Okay, guys, hi. We're back live again. We're so sorry. Hopefully, this is a better connection. I just went ahead and moved over to Firefox. I don't know. I'm so sorry, you guys. I cannot control what happens with the internet, you guys, the Wi-Fi. It is completely out of my control.
Mm.
Oh my gosh.
How's that?
Okay.
How's that? My work the other night. Um, our our FPOS machine, the internet just made it go out, and we had no way of people paying other than cash. It was chaos.
Isn't
It
that
was
so crazy?
it's the theme for 2025. This is how Elon Musk is going to become Elon Musk because he has the technology for this kind of stuff.
No,
He
he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Of course he does.
He's just a stupid alien who thinks he does, okay? He's I mean, okay, he's got more knowledge. That's it. You know what I mean? He's got the knowledge that was given to him that was probably stolen from Tesla. I don't
Possibly.
give him that
I
much
don't.
power.
I don't get much. I don't know much about Elon Musk. I see a lot of people are having a problem with how much he's in government or something. Like people are being sus or up in arms about that because they're saying it's giving him too much power. But I don't even know much about that. I don't watch anything. Like I don't watch Trump. I don't see what's going on, who's in cohorts with who. But yeah, I flicked through Facebook a lot, and I was seeing a lot of people were posting or putting memes on about how they don't like how Elon has gone from like being Elon to all of a sudden having this like spotlight or something in government with
But
Trump.
we know what this is though, Anne. Don't you remember? Oh, let me say, about what was it? It was like in 2021, you and I were we were so fascinated about Elon Musk, remember? I mean, I know
Hey,
we went,
I was only fascinated with him because in 2020 I heard the biggest it was the biggest download of my entire life. Like I still to this day when people say you were hearing demons or I'm like I don't know who I was hearing, but I'm telling you I heard it
it's
loud
always
and
the
clear.
demons, always the witches.
I don't know. That's what so many people because what I heard exact to point was Elon is the Antichrist. That's what I heard. And it was so loud in my voice that I was saying it to people thinking everyone could hear what I was hearing. Like that's and it wasn't like audible voices. It was just like this full on like intense like I had all the COVID and I got told COVID was going to come with the injections and it was poor and it was just all this and it was like in amongst all that download it was Elon is the Antichrist and I'm like
I
what.
remember that. Because we were trying to figure out for the longest. First, we realized we said he wasn't human. And then
Mm.
we went on that, remember we were on that roller coaster for a minute. And then what you had said was this is what we had figured out, okay? That um him and Trump will get together.
Yeah.
Okay. And we didn't
I,
know how it was going to happen. And that's when we would always be like, how is that going to happen? Well, that was the day when I don't know where I was, but when I saw him on the podium with Trump recently, I was like, oh my God, everything that you and I talked about that year and that message you got was happening at that
yeah.
exact moment. You said
Oh,
that
I always knew it.
that him
I,
and Trump would get together and that
yep.
Elon would be the Antichrist, well, the final Christ, because you know how like there's a
Yeah.
couple of
Yeah. I think he's the AI Antichrist. That's what I
yeah,
think the message
well, they're
is.
all
He's the
AI
AI.
Antichrist. Yeah,
Yeah.
and hybrids and stuff, and they were gonna because remember we were talking about how they were tossing the baton between the two,
Yeah.
between all of them. From
Yeah.
Obama passing the baton of the
Yeah.
Antichrist, and then it'll go. This is what you said. It will go down to Elon Musk, and then Trump will win presidency again, and then Trump will sell out all his QAnon people to him to
Elon.
Elon, and then Elon will chip them.
Maybe he's definitely he's definitely someone in the script, because
Oh yeah.
the way I have watched, I've never taken my, I don't take notice. I don't follow people like celeb. I always like take, I always have like feelings with people. And when I saw Elon, when he first went to America, or first came into the scene, the way he went for the celeb scene, and he like dated different celebs and stuff, especially Amber Heard. But the way he came through like that caught my interest. Like, it did something to me. It's like, who is this
I
man? Like, he's not
remember
an
it.
actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, many, many, many years ago when he first came in, and then I just, oh, but I don't know. I just had a funny feeling toward him. But then in 2020, I heard, oh, and then
Was it
I would always like
2020? I was thinking it was 2021, but you could be right because it's
2020,
been kind of
the
such a
end of
blur for
the
me the last
end
six
of
years with you and
in
I.
the end of 2020. So the beginning of 2020, when COVID happened, was when I heard Elon is Antichrist. But the end of 2020 into 21, I was said to you, Elon's going to join with Trump, and that's how and they're going to join forces, and I said
He's
that
gonna,
to you
yeah,
beginning end of 2020 to 2021. That was really obvious to me, because I had read some little news clip on how him and Trump's son, I think it was, how they had gone into business for something together. And that was back in end of 2020 to 2021. They had done some kind of conjoined business. And when I read that, it just like
I
was
do
like a
know what
light
you're
bulb.
talking about. I
Yeah.
do know
And
what
I
you're
was like,
talking about.
he's gonna join forces with Trump, and that's how, and once Trump goes
What
back
was
into
that business
presidency.
that they was it? It had something to do with
Oh,
Ukraine, I believe, or something like that.
maybe.
It was
I
some
don't know.
scandal. It's scandalous, whatever it is.
I never
Now,
follow those little
um,
points.
yeah, and then I found out that who his mother was. And
Mhm.
then I just found out like last year that, oh, this is disgusting. His father has two children by his stepdaughter.
Oh, what the
They're
hell? There's some weirdness. I used to always look at
weirdos.
pictures. I used to always look at pictures with Elon and his family, but and I used to always think they looked so staged. I used to always be like, that looks like an alien family. Like, they just taken a bunch of humans and put them together and said, "Here's Elon's family." Like, that's how I always
They're
felt
all
looking
like that
at things of
though.
him. Everything
They're,
about Elon, that's how I feel. It's like, this is not a real person, and they just get all these other things to like make him look real. But I don't know. There's something so strange about that man. And for anyone listening, I have had a dream about Elon a few years ago, and my dreams are psychic, but they always come in like riddles, so I don't always fully understand them. And the dream I had of Elon is I was sleeping next to him, and every time I couldn't sleep, I kept waking up and being like uncomfortable. And every time I would like get up and like open my eyes, he would wake up from next to me, and he would just have the most sweetest, kindest smile, and just so like, I'm just like, oh, it's okay. But he would hand me a piece of paper, and then I would take that paper and I would go to a chemist and I would give it to the chemist, and the chemist would give me something. And then I would go back. And this happened like 3 different times. And I would go back, I would take the medicine, I would try and go back to sleep, and I couldn't sleep. I would just be restless. So I'd wake up again. Elon would like wake up, smile, never said a word, just always so kind. Give me something, give me another paper. I'd go to the chemist. So it happened maybe 3 times. And the third, fourth time I went to the chemist, I finally asked the chemist, I'm like, what's he giving me? Like, what are these medicines that he's giving me? And he goes, oh, he's giving you sleeping tablets. He goes, but this script, he really wants you to be asleep. Like, he really wants. And I was like, oh. So I did.
he's
I
like,
woke up. I quickly woke up.
he didn't want you on this live right now talking about all his.
I don't
He
know. He
wanted to
just
keep
wanted
you
me to be
asleep
dragged to
forever.
sleep. But do you think that's what he's doing to the world? Do you think that's like, do you think that means like the interpretation of that dream? Do you think that's what he's doing with us? Is he's doing things to think we're awake, but we're really being put to sleep by him? Like, I don't know. I struggle with Elon Musk because he's one person that I watch kind of. I keep my ear out because I do hear things from from multi-dimensional messages about. But I just watch him because the way he does everything is like really smart for me. it's this, it's so well thought and it's so well, like, you know, he just has a way about him. Like Trump is just a mess, you know. Obama's just whatever. Obama's
Well,
Obama. Like,
what if he's still like his natural human hybrid self? You know what I mean? Maybe he doesn't have a clone. Maybe, you know what I mean? He hasn't been cloned. He's like still, I don't want to say he's an organic human because he's far from organic human, but he is like a hybrid, half human and then half hybrid.
is
You know what I
there's
mean?
something, you know, something that I have noticed about him is his chest. He has a very, very large chest to his
So
body.
we got Nova chiming in here. She says, "Okay, sounds about right," is was her first message, and then she said he could be part of that whole system.
Yeah. Well, he has the chip for the brain. And don't we get taught as Christians, like for people who've grown up with Bible teachings, haven't we been taught that the Antichrist, the last one, is supposed to be someone who microchips our head? Like,
Yeah,
and
the
Elon's
seventh
talking
head,
about,
the seventh head or something like
so
that.
then so then isn't that just 1 plus 1 with him? Like, he's got the chip for the head, and that's what we get told the anti. Well, he's obviously not the Antichrist, as in like he just doesn't fit the bill for that. But he has the agenda for what we were taught. That's what I don't understand. And he comes in with all his cars and his robots that you can buy and have in your house, and he's supplying these things for everybody, but that means he also has power for anyone who's using those things. Like, that's, he has power. Like, what if everything fails, and like to control these things you have to have this chip in you? Like, I don't know, to me it just kind of all adds up in who Elon is. Not the Antichrist, like not the one that we were taught about, you know. We always have to humanize everything, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not saying he is that human who's going to come in and say, like, what if the Antichrist is a freaking alien? Who knows? I don't know. But he has the agenda of that storyline for me. That's what I always get back to, is like, we were taught there was supposed to be a chip in the head. There's only one person who has a chip for our brain, and that's Elon Musk. So,
But that's for medical reasons, so that if you go blind, you can see again.
oh well, I
The
don't
way
know.
they're, however they're introducing it to us, right? You know, it's supposed to make us bionic, you know. Okay, so I know some people are commenting on here. I'm not seeing all of the comments, you guys. I am so sorry. Oh, and then Nova says, what is all this nanotechnology?
I don't know. This is where I'm not very educated. I don't follow it. I don't look into it. I don't read anything. Like, I can't.
Okay, what I'm getting, Nova, on the nanotechnology, what I got on that kind of stuff is that's what's being sprayed on us through the chemtrails and everything else. They're trying to put the nanobots on us. They're trying to control us through the nanobots. That's the way that I was explained to me, that if they can penetrate the human, then they can hijack our soul. That's what I think that they think that they can do. But it's
Mm,
kind of hard for an AI. That's what controls everything, in my belief. And I know Anna's on the same subject, that we are controlled by different types of AIs. Every type of darkness that we have out there, you know, from Marmaduke to Lucifer to Satan to all, I'm just naming like evil entities out there that people are very familiar with, okay, you guys, because there's so much more of them, you guys. They're separate with their own AI, okay, which is how they got us programmed. That's how they programmed us. But a lot of these AIs have been shut down, but not all of them. We don't have all of them shut down, okay? And I'm going to tell you, with what I've been shown, is This is a generational thing. It's going to take, there's generations and generations and generations of this evil that has been on this planet for over 200,000 years. If you want to call them the Anunnakis, the reptilians. I mean, there's so many names out there, right? But they're all like in war with each other, fighting over us. Okay. If you are an organic human and you come from source light, you are the anchor on this planet. We are the anchors, okay? They don't exist without us and we don't exist without them. That was the duality of this planet. But this Earth is a duality planet. It was, but it's not anymore. We are changing that. And so that's what the nanotechnology, I believe, is about, is what's supposed to invade us so they can get and control us with their AI, because they want us in a box doing everything that they need us to do, because they don't have their own energy, you guys. They don't have consciousness. They don't come from source light. They
Not for
don't.
this. Not for this planet. We're the
Not for this planet.
not for this planet. We're the conductors for that. For giving energy.
We are the
Creating
anchors.
energy.
We
We're the
anchor the
yeah.
energy. We
Yes.
anchor the energy into this planet. That is who we are. For us
Yeah.
organic humans, we were not born unworthy. We were born very worthy, even though religion makes you feel that you're unworthy and you got to do this and you got to do that and you got to do this and you better do this or you better do that, or you're going to go to heaven or you're going to go to hell. All the different things that different religions teach you. That's not true. We are born worthy, not unworthy. And we are worthy of everything on this planet. These are all our born given rights have been taken from us. Okay. And without us, none of this exists. None of it. And yes, the master creator works through us for those ones who have the ears to hear and the eyes to see and can feel this working through us. And then it's so much deeper than that, you guys. There's layers upon layers upon layers of all kinds of stuff that goes on this planet. There is someone working behind the scenes of Elon Musk. There is someone working behind the scenes of the government, behind those scenes, behind those
Trump.
scenes, and behind those
All of
scenes,
them.
until you get all the way to Lucifer or
Yeah.
whatever demon that you want to talk about. They all exist and they all have their own AI. We even had an AI called Neutral Source, neutral. And it was an AI that supplied the good and the bad. That is my truth, and that is how I understand it to work. So I know this sounds really crazy to a lot of people, but it's just that's why we're having this is why we do this show, you guys, to let you guys be able to question your truth. That is just question your truth. What is your truth? And is it really true? What you've been told and what we've been taught is really the Adam and Eve, our creation story. I never believed it. I never believed that to be my creation story. Never had can anyone ever convince me. I don't care who you are. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what credentials you have. I don't care how high you stand. I did not come from a man's rib. A woman did not come from a man's rib. There's one way to get to this planet, and even Jesus himself came through a vagina. We all come from a vagina, period. That is my truth until I am shown something different. My truth does change. Oh, indeed it does. I have just changed my truth just not too long ago because I was shown something very, very prominent to me to teach me to never give up my power to anything. No saints, no master descendants, nothing. I will never give my power up to anything again because of what I was shown on who these master descendants, who these saints truly are. And they, again, are neutral source. They work for the light and they work for the darkness, a concept that I didn't even think about. And I work with all kinds of archangels, you guys, and will tell you I have worked with many, 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 many energies in the past 5 or 6 years. And I didn't
I
have that
never do.
concept. I didn't have the
I've
concept that
never.
they worked for the dark at all, Anne. But
Mm.
I used to feel, I used to say, I don't know, this one feels heavy and rushed, and I could never pinpoint why it made me feel that way.
How
And
do
now
you
I
use
get
them?
it.
What do you do? Do you pray to them? Do you set out crystals and talk to them? Like, how do people use them? Because you're not the first. So I've had the uncle tell me that the whole angel thing was like a mess up there, and da 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 da. And he told me his version. Then I've had another person who gets heaps of really good prophecies for our timelines, and he's very spot on. But he had this really fearful way of speaking of like Metatron, and like he would trigger and he would just have these like meltdowns at me, and he, oh, Metatron is Satan, like Metatron's gonna come and like, he's like, Metatron tricked me, and he was really traumatized by Metatron. And I'm like, and he's like, and I went and asked a few people, no one really said anything, but the uncle said Metatron um um meditates for him so he doesn't have to meditate. He's like, Metatron's good. And I'm just like, but I was like, who's Metatron? And I taught, like, I'm like thinking, but I never got visited by anyone. Like, I
Well,
don't know how people.
Metatron is, I see your comment, Nova, and I'll read it in a minute. Metatron's the one who created the whole Merkaba. He's all about the Merkaba.
Okay, so if you work
You
with the
know
Merkaba
you
or
know
something.
the
Yeah,
Merkaba
yeah,
with this
yeah,
the triangles go everywhere. And we
yeah,
also remember how I used to teach, it's your
yeah,
Merkaba. Your life force is
yeah,
your Merkaba.
yeah.
No, that's part of the AI trapping us in our Merkaba.
Ah, oh, okay. So
It's
when
a
you
trap.
work, so when you were working with that as like that's what you were teaching people, do you feel that energy connected to that? And that's how you can tell that this angel's this or this. Like, how do you have these experiences?
Well, because
Like,
I
how does?
had Metatron, because they have to show themselves. I have to see it. Like I told you, I don't talk to the horse's ass. I
Ah,
won't
okay.
talk to a horse's ass. I got to see their face. And that's why I never bought into any of this financial system stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not talking to the person that whoever, you know what I mean? You're not talking to the face of it. It's
Yeah,
always the
yeah,
back end of whatever it is, right? So to me, it's
yeah,
just never going to work. I'm like, that's not going to work. But, anyways,
yeah.
no, I am able to feel their energy. I see their energy, who they are. But when I would work with Metatron, and I only worked with Metatron, I want to say on maybe 4 or 5 occasions. Okay.
Yeah.
And each time I worked with it, it was just, it felt, one time it felt rushed. Another time it felt just really heavy and stompy, like just, I'm here, you know. And then
Mm.
there was one of the last times that I worked with it, I asked it. I'm like, why do I feel so heavy when you're around? Why aren't you like when I'm working with when I'm working with the creator? When I'm with
Mm.
the creator, I can't, that just feels like home, the love. Or when I worked with Ishua. I don't like using the
Mhm.
other names. So if you guys don't know who Ishua is, look it up. It is one of, a lot of people's savior. Anyways, um, when I work with that energy, oh, that does feel good. It doesn't feel bad. It feels very
Mm.
just love, just like, oh, this just goosebumps and,
For sure.
flybys. But with
Yeah.
Metatron, I didn't feel that. But Metatron told me that we had a contract. That I had that him and I contracted for him. If I made it as far as I did, he was to come in and he had to help me, show me a few things. And he did show me a lot of things when it did come to some of connecting with the plants and doing some stuff and giving me some downloads that I needed to know. But see, now it all makes sense to me. Now I get it. He worked for the light and he worked for the dark.
Yeah.
Now, prior, you guys, to when we were the AIs were working, when we had neutral source and we had oh God, how many AIs did we had? We had the Omega, the Alpha, anti-source. We had dark source, neutral source. No, anti-source is dark source. Okay, neutral source. We had all these different AIs. When we had that going on, okay, every time we created something, especially me, because I'm a very good creator, I am always in creation mode when it comes to making medicine, creating energy, creating just really good energy, because I do sound bowls, I do music. Um, every time I created, he got a chip and I got a chip. He got half the energy, I got half the energy. So that was the way of it prior to just a couple of months ago. Now we get to keep all of our energy that we create. Prior to that, we were literally sharing our energy with they got half and half because it was a
Uh,
dual planet, duality. And even if I was angry and I was creating energy through anger, they got half that energy too. But they didn't come to me for angry energy because that's not really what I do too much, and I mean, I do get angry and I do express things, but I'm very healthy on how I do it.
yeah. You don't get
I channel it out of me. Yeah. But they can take that energy and they were able to create with that. But my good
Interesting.
energy is what they needed. So they would come in, they would work with me, but see, again, they were able to disguise themselves well enough to be light because they work both ends. They work the dark and they work the light. And this goes for a lot of the saints, you guys. I will never ever work with Michael, Gabriel, or what's that other one? There's another one out there too. Like Gabriel, Michael,
I
there's
know them
another one.
too from the Bible.
There's Gabriel,
I know
Michael, and another one that I
it.
refuse. There's
Uh,
no way. There's
but
no way. I know what they did in their realms. And then I've also been
interesting.
shown that there's nine densities up, there's nine densities down, and in between these densities are planes. Another more levels of, yeah, where reality, where people can have, where planets of reality are in between these densities.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot. It's a
Interesting.
lot. It's yeah. Okay, so notice,
I've never worked with any of that stuff, so I
yeah,
can't. I got no experience.
yeah. You
I've
just got
had
them coming to you in your
dreams.
dreams.
Yeah, I get a lot of like angel stuff that happens. Like when I was going through a super tough time in 2019, I was waking up with like feathers like in the middle of my room for no, like I didn't have birds at the time, just feathers. Feathers would be everywhere. I'd go to get my bike from the garage, and then I would walk out of the garage, and there would just be a trail of feathers. Like it was insane how many feathers just kept coming at me. And I heard later on. One time I was riding my bike home from the gym, and I seen this like bag just sitting there, and I'm like, it was a really nice bag, like a nice little carry-on bag. So I'm like, okay, I'll pick it up, and I opened it up, and what was inside? These
Feathers.
big, massive feathers, like just a bag of big, massive feathers. That was kind of the end of it. It went on for like 9 months, and that was kind of the end of it. It was just these big feathers, and I went, okay, it's the big angels now. Like, okay, but that's about it.
Yeah, but see, when I work with see, I don't let anything enter my body. I don't share, I don't channel, I don't do any of that. But it's all telepathy. It's all done through telepathy and visual. I can see. In my mind, in my God's eye, in my third eye, I can see them. And then I can hear them through telepathy. For the longest time, we did. You know what I mean? Like it's always been telepathy. It's always been telepathy.
Yeah,
And
that's how
it's
they
just
work,
so
but
crazy to me. Yeah, it's just so crazy to me that to realize that that's what I've been doing like my whole life is I'm really reading people's minds. I can hear what they're thinking. And it's crazy to me just to, yeah, and that's our first language. So
telepathy for sure. I think
that's
I'm
our
more.
first language.
I think I'm better with telepathy than I am with speaking. Like, I can like be in a room silent and like hear things better, but no one else can hear me.
I can't
But I
pronounce
don't
a
want to
lot of
speak.
Yeah, I can't pronounce a lot of words. I've always, my whole life, had problems with pronunciation of a lot of simple words, and I get it now. I could not learn the English language. I didn't want to because it's not my natural language at all. So telepathy is the way of it. And
Yeah, but not no one can read my mind. That's the problem. I want people to read my mind, not me read theirs. I want people
yeah,
to read mine. I don't want it to
they
speak,
will.
but
They will. They will. It will happen. We're all going to get our gifts back. We're good because I'm already look at a lot of the stuff that I talk about, you guys, right now with these AIs and the different types of AIs we had with the different types of um demons or spirits, whatever you want to call them, who ran these AIs. Um, these are just memories. My memories coming back. And I'm still trying to figure out exactly how it all works, what is going on with it all, so that I can articulate it to you guys in a better way to make you guys understand. But for me, everything's a simulation, you guys, and that is just what we're in
definitely.
right now. Yeah, it's simulation after simulation after simulation. The whole planet has been hijacked with the Milky Way. We were hijacked with the Milky Way with a simulation of other worlds that they were able to create with these AIs. AI has been the way of it
Apparently, I
for
had
eons. It's nothing new. To us, it's
yeah,
new. To
I
us,
had a
it's new, but we're
I
behind
had
the
a
eight ball.
friend that was telling me a few months ago how like deep in the ocean they found like these really big cables and stuff that are like existent from before civilization and whatnot, but like they're deep, deep, deep in the ocean. And it's already we've already had full disclosure on aliens and stuff being in the ocean. Like that's already on the table. That's been given to us.
Hello, that's a
Yeah,
no-brainer. My whole life I've known,
yeah.
yeah.
But that's
I'm like,
like, you know, I
what's up
know,
at the
but like
surface? I've always felt whatever's at the
until the
surface.
government says that it's real, no one believes it. But that's been full disclosure. And it's funny. Ryan Garcia, before he like got shut down or shut up, he was like saying this. I saw this clip, and he's saying in the clip, he goes, "There's aliens under the ocean. The government know this, blah blah blah." And he said, "The aliens watch you in the ocean, and when they want you to be sick, they can go into your gut and they turn on different things in your gut that make you sick, and that's when people will get cancer." But he said it's controlled from, this is what he was saying, and he was saying it's controlled from these aliens in the ocean, and that's the government know all about. Like it was,
It's the
yeah,
AI, but they're,
it was in,
yeah,
but then it kind
yeah,
of matched
yep.
up.
It's true. It's true. And there's some more nanobot technology. Yeah,
Yeah, it was, this is what he said, this wasn't
yep.
what I said.
That's what Nova was talking about, the nanobot
But he said
technology.
they watch
Yeah,
you and they
it's
can make you
real. It's
sick.
true. They
Yeah,
today,
it's very.
yeah, to this day, they still can do that because we are still fighting off one of the largest AIs that they've got, which I was informed it's called Ally, Ally, Ally AI. It is a female one. She's very powerful, but they're literally trying to get that one to penetrate us to come in and hijack our souls, but it doesn't have a soul, so I don't, it's
Yeah,
not going to work. Not anything they do, it doesn't work, but it does make us very,
yeah,
very sick.
yeah,
Yes, we do. We
yeah,
get very sick with all the stuff that they put on us, um to get this, to
yeah,
poison us,
for sure.
it's all real. This is real
Yeah.
stuff. So Nova says, no, no, I'm on the same page. I've been down the rabbit hole since 9/11, questioning what was actually happening. So I am open to almost everything, just a little about me. Good for you, Nova. Question it all. And my number one thing right now, I'm on this hiatus big time. Trust yourself.
Exactly.
Do not give your power up to nothing. Nothing. You have a straight connection to the creator that you come from, and just focus on that. Focus on that because the more you focus on that, you're literally going to realize one day, and I would say, this is reaching the fifth dimension. Oh my God, it's been there the whole time. The whole time it's
Mm-hmm.
there. the whole time, every time. And when you look back on it, you're like, oh my gosh, oh, it's always been there. You've always had that connection there, but we choose to make it so difficult.
Isn't AI 4D? Aren't we like 3D and then AI is 4D and then 5D is like, because I was watching this Elizabeth April, is that her name? I was watching her back in I think 21. I don't watch her a lot, but she was like explaining how 4D is AI, and that's how like all those little creepy demons and stuff can latch onto you because it's AI. So if you're watching, so she was saying your best bet is to either stay in 3D or go into 5D, find a way, but try your best to like not stay in 4D too much and either just stay in 3D or go to 5D. But 4D was where like all the little, I guess she said 4D's AI. So I guess like say if you're watching porn, that's coming with its spirit and its whatever creepy demon and stuff, and that's how they can jump on you and make you obsessed with, addicted to watching porn then, you know, for, and you have this weird addiction because it's jumped into you through AI and has like inhabited your brain and your soul, and now you're addicted to porn. But that's kind of how I understood it. But that's what she said. She said stay out of 4D as much as possible because 4D is
Well,
AI. Is that right?
now what I've been shown is that there's different entities,
I know
um,
things jump out of the phone.
demons, entities, whatever, they are in charge of certain realms. Like they're in charge, like we had an entity that was in charge of the dream realm. Okay. Bad dream realm, good dream realm. There is an entity that is in charge of all of this through the AI. Okay. Because that's what they have to do. They have to disperse jobs to different entities because not one entity could do it all.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So yeah, so you've got different entities that are in charge of different
Yeah.
realms of us, our
Yeah.
dream realm, our health, everything. Yes, and then they go ahead and they harvest all the dark energy from like the humans that
Yeah.
are dark who release negativity, especially our athletes and our government because they do some pretty crazy rituals to harness that energy so that they can penetrate through us. But that's if you don't know how to shield yourself up.
Or you're not
So
aware.
it's trickery. It's trickery, 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 all the way to the very end of this AI. Everything tricks everything. Just like all the famous people have all been tricked. The government people have been tricked because they're the special ones. They're the special ones. Only they get to know this. Like Elon Musk, his whole life he's been told, you're special. You're special. Only you get to know this secret. Only you get to know this. And when you hear that so many times, you begin to believe it, I'm sure. So, but yeah, it's a lot of onion peeling back. Just keep
It
pulling
is.
it back, keep
It
pulling
never
it back,
ends.
keep pulling it back. And yeah, it never ends. And every time you pull a part back, you're like, oh my gosh, it gets crazier and crazier and crazier. And then in between the densities, what I was trying to say is we've got realms. We've got different realms
For
in
sure.
between. So yeah, and we are a third density planet, and we are a 3D planet that has our DNA only vibrates possibly at like what,
Oh,
20%.
so,
I think
I don't
now we're
know. Not a lot.
I think now for some of us we are at 32%. We have gone up. And the more that we can activate our DNA, the more that we tap into our DNA, the faster we can heal ourselves, the faster we can manifest. Because they say that Ishua had a DNA at 85 to 90%, and that's why he could do the things that he could do on this planet. And that's another thing is I want to know how many religious people out there have ever asked themselves, how could he do what he did? Walk on water, manifest food, heal the
Well,
sick.
He did go
How?
live at like a what do you call it? Like a
The
like
scenes? The seam school?
went and he learned how to do a lot of this stuff. Like he did.
The school of the
Yeah, like
seams.
I don't know where he
Yeah.
went, but like I know he went to like a monastery or something for what 7 years or something. But like he did go and learn the meditation. Like he didn't just like I'm sure he came with many gifts and stuff, but he did go and do that service of, you know, meditating, living with the monks, living with those, you know, the spiritual people and stuff. So it's like going and living with a guru in a cave. Like you're gonna learn deeper
Yeah.
parts and deeper things and become more powerful. So like he wasn't just like walking around like
But
us and
he
then had all these gifts and could walk on water. He did go and like
and just all of a sudden took the mantle one day.
yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah,
just took his
yeah.
mantle one day.
Like he
Yeah,
did go live
exactly.
that
Yeah. No,
religious
it
kind
didn't
of
know.
way about him too.
Yeah, but he had a high activated DNA at 90% is what I've been shown, and that's why he was able to do all the stuff that he can do. And again, he came here to teach us how to activate that DNA and how to be true to ourselves and never ever give up our power to anything, and that we have a straight connection to the creator ourselves. And I believe that was probably what he came here for. But then I don't know. You hear so many different stories about from
Mhm.
different people now, from so many people talking. But that's just my truth on all of that. Um, I, you know, I I don't know. I guess we crucified him because
Yeah, but
that's what we do
Claudia,
as
you need to
humans.
watch that. People need to go watch that documentary that I sent you.
Oh, it's deeper. It's so
It
much
just
deeper than
it
that. I
blows
mean,
your
I don't
mind.
even know if any of it's true. I
Well,
don't know if I
apparently,
believe any of it anymore, to be honest
according
with
to
you.
this documentary, there has been a Jesus that has been born like every 300 years or something and crucified. Like the same story has happened many times, but we were only given one time that it happened. But this documentary is all like historically, like historical. Like there's no BS on it, and it tells you all these different times that a Christ has been born, and the same thing, the star, da 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 da. It's the same story each time, and then he gets crucified. So this has been happening. We just in modern times we just haven't gotten to Jesus for some reason, but maybe they've figured out how to like cut our source so that they know Jesus can be born. I don't know, but yeah, like
I do believe that they were able to cut. I feel like the creator has tried, is never given into their BS, is never given into them
mm,
at all. Um, and done the best they can to try to protect us. But it's kind of like a parent whose children get ripped from them, you know what I mean? Get taken
mm-hmm,
from them. And, you know, and you're held hostage to, you know what I'm saying? And they're able to just block things from
mm-hmm,
source, from the creator, from cut us off, but they
mm-hmm.
couldn't do it. They've
They
tried. They have
have,
tried very, very hard.
yeah,
And I just feel we're at the point right now where the creator has said, no, it's done, it's over. I always humanize it. I don't mean to, but it's the
I know.
human in me. But it's just like it's done now. Go, you've broken the rules too many times. They have infringed on our free
Mm-hmm,
will.
mm-hmm,
And we can feel it, we can see it, we
mm-hmm,
know it. And that is not allowed to happen on this planet. We have
mm-hmm,
free will, and free will is
mm-hmm.
free will. And no angel, no demon, no nothing is allowed to infringe
Yeah, but
on that,
they
period. Those
haven't
are the
infringed on our
laws.
free will. The balance
Yeah,
of light and dark has become very unbalanced. And
because
us as
cheating,
humans,
because they're
yeah.
cheating.
So we have been infringed
Yeah,
upon in many ways because there's
big
way more
time.
darkness than we get light in this matrix that we're living in right now. So
We
we have been
slog,
infringed
yeah. Us
upon.
like, yeah, us anchors are just slogging and slogging and slogging through this bullshit on this planet and not ever getting the
Mm-hmm.
truth. We get a little bit of it, you know what I mean? But we know. Don't you feel it
Right.
inside of you that you know that you are so much more powerful than what you've ever been told?
Yes. For
I
sure.
do. I
For
do.
sure.
Especially when I see how much I can help heal people. Just having people in my
For sure.
presence.
I feel it. I feel it.
I help
I
you.
get
Yeah.
I get dreams of people, and I get dreams of like the very deepest, darkest parts of them that like maybe they're not even aware about. And I don't do this because I try to, this happens to me naturally. So that is a powerful gift in itself because, you know, if there's something
Yeah.
very dark someone, you know, wants to hide from me, it will be shown to me in some way, in some way for me to decide, you know, what I think of that. But you know, that's a powerful gift in itself. Of course, it's not mine, like it's not me that is given to us, but that has shown me that we're definitely more powerful. Like I think anyone could do it if they're just a bit more in tune with things, or could quieten their mind to pick up these things. But you know, that makes you a powerful person when you can see deep inside people and see you know, psychic things and whatnot. So but it has been a,
And then you see
yeah,
their light. Then you see if they got a light. You know
for
what I mean? You can tell they have a light in them or not. If they're a real human, if they're an
sure,
organic human, if they're,
for sure.
when I faced off with Lucifer and all those demons back in I was going through all of my shadow work and fighting the darkness big time with their faces. Oh, they showed me. They showed themselves in so many different ways with my son's heroin
Mhm.
addiction. I went into some of the deepest, darkest alleys with these demons. And man, I've never felt so tough and so brave in my life. They did scare me. I was just like, no, this ain't happening today.
Good for
Not
you.
on, no, not on this planet, not this
Mhm.
time around. This isn't going to happen. And yeah, I fought them. I fought them and I saw them and they just kept showing up and showing up until, gosh, and you know that I had them showing up until 2023 until I decided to make big moves in my
They still
life.
try, but
And
even
I'd
this
wake up
year
and
they've tried.
they still try. Oh, they want this energy. They want this
People,
energy. Ain't
anyone
happening.
listening, the dark doesn't stop coming after you. Even when you find the light, it's still there at your doorstep. It's probably more at your doorstep than before. Like, I remember
Yep.
in 2020 when I started having all this stuff because I don't like being spiritual, but they were like, no, it's time. And I had all these physical things manifesting. Like I woke up one time to like hundreds of flies on my screen, yet it had been shut all night and there was not one other fly in the house. And it was in the middle of winter. And it was just my whole screen was covered with them. And I would go to hit them to like kill them, and they would fly up and then they would just all suck back onto the screen. I'm like, okay, flies are not good. Like there's a demonic presence around. And I had all these things happen. So I went to a spiritual place and I had this lady, she was going to do healing on me. And I was crying to her and I'm like, why, why does the dark come after so hard? Like, why does this happen to me? Like, I try to be a good person and I just have this darkness. And she said to me, she goes, and the brighter your light shines, the harder the dark is going to come after you. The more they can see it, and the more they're going to come after you. So your protection has to be so much stronger. And she goes, if you heal, your light's just going to become even stronger, and the dark's going to see you even more. So, like, you can't ever think, oh, I'm all safe now. It's all going to be good. She goes, no, it's going to keep coming after you and it's going to get harder because your light's brighter. So, you know, now that I understand that, it's like,
But it does get
it
easier.
gets
It does get
easier because you're
easier
more
because it
aware.
just piss off.
It gets easier when you
I
are
just tell them
aware.
piss off. I use your
Okay.
words. I use your words. Piss off.
It gets easier when you are aware. If you are not aware, it will
Hmm.
it will consume you and it will get you. You have to be aware of the darkness
Yeah.
because it comes in
Yeah.
many different forms. It comes in the form of your own family.
Oh, so
So
many
many different
different
forms.
forms. Yeah.
You know, they can be, I call it being a like, they might be a good person, but if the dark wants to come after you and they're not in the best place, or they've got something that's not good in their heart, the dark can come and be and they become a representative, and they will come and attack you, and you will feel that darkness come after you. You feel it. It is like, it's very different from a normal attack from a person. You can feel that energy, whoever it is, when it comes at you, because it's almost like it almost like it physically kind of takes you down, and it's so vicious. Even if it's not so physically vicious, the energy that comes through is so vicious, and you can feel it. And if you're not aware of it, it takes you down. So, like, these are things to be aware of when you go into the spiritual realm and path and stuff. It's like, it's not always going to be rainbows and butterflies.
It's not rainbows. I always say rainbows and unicorns and butterflies. Spirituality is very far from that, okay? Very, very
You
much
are
so.
working with two
But
forces. You are working with light force, and you're
you're
working with
working with
dark
energy.
force. Like, both of them are
Yes.
there.
They're there. And it's real. And when she's explaining, when you've got these type of people that are coming at you and you can feel it, and they are it's like dealing with a drunk person.
Yeah, a crazy person.
Mm-hmm.
It really
Yeah,
is.
like a person you're sitting there watch. Yeah, they take one shot, two shots, two beers, one beer, two shots. All of a sudden, you see this thing just invading, and all of a sudden, they start
Yep,
attacking you. That is what,
that's
yep,
it.
that's exact. There's a great example of what you're seeing when you see someone who is a
Dark.
representative for the
Yes,
darkness. Yes, it's kind of like hanging out with watching
it
someone get drunk
is.
is my
It
best way
is.
of being able
It
to,
is
yeah.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're
Mm-hmm.
drunk, spirits
Yeah,
come and work through, like, bad energies go work through you, because you're just a vessel, people. You're a vessel. Once you give away
just a
you
vessel.
know, that control and that
Power.
power,
You give
yep,
that away. Yeah,
anything can come into your body and start to work through you for a period of time, and then it will
yeah.
go away, and you'll have done the action and have all this consequence, and you won't remember what you did, possibly. Like, that's how it works, you know.
You're
Yeah,
blacked out. You're
yeah,
blacked out. And then another way that darkness attaches to you or comes to you too is if you're polluted,
yeah.
you guys. And that's another thing that Anne and I love to talk about. And I kind of would like to touch on that for a minute. I mean, how is everybody's Christmas out there? For the ones who, celebrate Christmas. Um, it's a difficult time for me. I try to get in the spirit of love because that is kind of how the way I look at it. But I don't know. I think I'm just joking. I'm just fooling myself, to be
I
honest.
don't
I
like the
mean,
Christmas
it's
stimulation.
it's a dark it's just
I
Christmas is
don't
just
like
a
it.
joke.
I don't like
It
it.
to me,
I don't like it.
no,
At work,
no.
I have had nothing but crazy people, but not just crazy people, really toxic, horrible people. And they're not crack at, like, this is like normal looking people coming in and just attacking us, like, over the most ridiculous, but it's so horrible. But it's just, every time it's Christmas, these people come out of, like, I don't know what, the drains and the sewers, and they're horrible. It is, and it's such a horrible energy. I guess we're all like, it's Christmas, it's great. And then you get these hateful people, and it's like, what the hell? But, like, I never see it at any other time of year, but I see it always at Christmas. The simulation that happens with Christmas is, I don't like it. I don't like what it does to people. I don't like what it brings out in people. Like, just all of it. It's really gross. Like, we're supposed to be
I
giving and
know.
loving, and it's not. Like, I had one person telling me
And
that our menu said $19 on it, yet our new menu says $20, and they didn't want to pay an extra dollar, and they just attacked us. Like, what? It's Christmas. Like, what? It's $1. Like, what's happening here? Like, am I in the Twilight Zone?
it's just the ego and the and their negativity coming
Disgusting.
out at them. Uh, no, Nova said it's very difficult. It has changed for me greatly. People are stressed and it's just becomes a
Yeah.
ripple effect. Yeah, Nova, it's this energy that's and is being created during the Christmas time. And they've been working on this for eons, you guys. I mean, for decades and decades. I mean, nobody really truly celebrates Christmas for what it's supposed to be for. It's not. If it was, it'd be more peaceful, even
But
though it's a
Christmas
lie.
is so
It's all a lie.
satanic. Come on. It's Such
It's so
Satan.
satanic. Okay, thank you for saying it.
I'm
Thank you
gonna
for
say
saying
it.
it.
I don't. I do not have a problem saying that word when it fits. It is such a satanic
It is
ritual.
so
Oh, it is. Come
satanic.
on, Santa. The
It is.
spelling of Santa. Let's change and it's
Satan.
Satan. Come on, guys. Let's cut through the bullshit and just see it for what it is. Like it's the birthday of Satan. Like, come on. It is not the birth of Christ.
It's what we're celebrating. Yeah. And it's just like Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving makes me just,
We don't have
and especially
Thanksgiving.
with me being a vegetarian and everyone's out there eating that damn poisonous turkey. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is when we raped and killed
I know.
people. Hello.
We don't have Thanksgiving. We have an Australia Day, but
Children were killed on this day.
I
You know
know
what
it's
I mean?
crazy.
They were,
We
oh, we had children
yeah,
sodomized
we
on
came to a
Thanksgiving.
country and we killed people and we took it over and we did all these atrocious things. And let's now give thanks for for
Let's
what
give
we
thanks
did.
for that. We did that. It's just, I'm just, you know what? Okay, you guys, I'm really, I'm not sorry, but I'm sorry kind of thing. I'm just, well, I have to get this out. I guess we just got to get this out about the holidays because I am so over it, you guys. I don't want to do them anymore. I don't want to participate. And it's hard for me because I've raised 5 children to believe in these holidays and
Oh, no.
oh my goodness. That was the only good thing though I have to say that happened on my Christmas was that I was with my children and my grandchildren and my daughter-in-law and just having those 7 people with
Mm,
me, we had a good
yes,
time. You know,
that's what we have to.
my children aren't into
But that's
getting
what we have to do. We can't like focus on, oh, this is a satanic holiday. This is this. We have to focus on the positive side of what we get from that holiday. You know, we can't because otherwise we go into the dark, don't we? And we're buying into it in some
yes, we
different way.
have to anchor that
Yeah. So
light.
we have
Yeah.
to look.
And I did do that.
Yeah.
I anchored my light in there with my children when I had my children and my grandchildren with me. We were together for about 3 or 4 hours because they also are, my youngest is 24 years old and they have families, they have life. Some are married, they have children, and they've got to go visit others, and that's fine. So me getting 3 or 4 hours with them was it was a lot of fun. It was great. But and that was the goodness about it. But everything that's swimming around it just toxic and ah
It's not a good
it would I don't know.
energy.
I mean, I do know. I don't like saying I don't know. I'm over it and I don't think I'm going to celebrate holidays anymore. I'm just not going to do it.
I feel
I'm
you.
not. I'm going to go into the mountains. I'm going to ground my feet and my hands into Mother Nature and I'm just going to sit there until it's
I
over
think
with.
I'll do that next year. I think next year we're supposed to go camping or something for Christmas. So that'll
That
be
would be
good.
so much
Yeah.
fun.
Um.
That that would be that would be
Yeah.
fun. See, that'd be great to go get a cabin and just go somewhere and
Go
just
into
hang out
nature.
and just, just make it have a good
Yeah.
day, knowing that everything is closed and
Yeah.
everything is stopped for a
Yeah.
minute, you know what I mean? And just be with your
Exactly.
family and the ones that that really
For
fill your
sure.
cup up.
And it's also a time of year that like they're really sourcing our energy. Like it's created to source everyone's energy full on. So it's always good if we can like find how to put our energy into good things so that at least if it's being sourced for good. You know, we're putting good stuff out there and positivity because all the energy that we're creating
Exactly.
it's going somewhere. So we might as well help by being positive in some way.
And Nova, exactly. We've got to be positive and we've got to anchor our light. And Nova, she's got the joy of a child. She has a 6 year old.
Oh,
So that's got to be, yeah, that is amazing. I do have grandchildren, Nova. I have a 7 year old grandson and I have a 9 year old grandson and then I have a 13-year-old granddaughter.
no.
She's in that funny stage. But anyways, yeah, I am like hanging on to the 7 year old and the 9 year old. I bought them a lot of presents because I still can. They're still
Mhm.
little, you know what I mean? But yeah, that joy is going away really quick though, because they'll grow up and start becoming into an adult brain like my granddaughter who's 13 before I know it. But anyways, yeah, we do have to focus. You're right, and focus on the joy, and that's what I did. And as soon as my children left, Christmas was
Yeah.
over with. I was done. That was it.
Uh, I just try to tune
Oh,
it out.
but I did cook a lot, and that's the one thing I do enjoy doing for my family. I love creating a beautiful meal for them, and I know my children enjoy my cooking, so that's fun. That's a lot of fun to do, um, and it makes me very tired.
I
Oh my gosh, I
know.
can't believe how exhausting it
Oh,
is to cook a
it
meal.
is. It's so exhausting, and it's so hot here at the moment. So to cook, you're just sweating, and
Yeah,
it's horrible. But it is. It's very tiring.
it,
Um, um,
mhm.
like hosting and cooking, and it is. It's tiring. I
I don't host. I don't have, yeah, I don't host anything. I just do the cooking and I invite, the children over and then we just pull out the board games or we play some kind of games
but
or
cooking
something.
is still
My children love
hosting.
to play games.
Like you're still being the one to provide.
I guess.
It's
Yeah.
tiring. I don't
To
cook.
me, it's just like it's my life. Yeah. I cooked. I cooked for 5 children. I didn't always just have 5 children in my home. I always had at least 7 children in my
Wow.
home. So that's just kind of it's part of who I am. I heal through my cooking, and when I'm cooking, because I only do the
Mhm.
best of the best. I do not use I don't use shit
I
food.
know.
I won't. I won't do it. I won't give my children shit food. I won't give no, I won't. I won't eat, I won't give myself shit food. It won't happen. So it's a way of me loving my family and I know I'm healing them. I know I
For
am.
sure. Nice and healthy.
So yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
Christmas.
But so now that we're talking about the Christmas and we all made it through Christmas, can you believe it? None of the AIs destroyed us.
I know. All those.
Who knows? Who knows what they planted on us? Who can, I haven't tapped into that to see what was going on, what rituals they were trying to do, except for this one thing. I went into the living room and my mom was watching the Pope.
Mm.
I about
Did you
sh
see the
Oh
clips?
my gosh, you guys. I freaked out. I turned it off. I turned on one of my spiritual channels. I'm like, anything but
Why?
that guy. Anyone but that guy. Well, he was
Yeah,
opening
I
all those
know.
portals. Remember? I don't know what they're
They're
doing
doing
something.
something.
And I'm like, they're doing something. I'm like, I don't need to watch this.
I
We
want
don't
to
need
see
to
what
have this shit on
happens.
on
I
our
want to see what it is. I want to try and
that thing.
understand it. I want to see if I can feel energy of that because they keep opening rooms and stuff like these big doors.
All I could hear was children screaming.
Yes.
As soon as he opened up one of the doors, I heard children screaming, and I said,
Are
"Turn
you?
this. I'm not
I
watching
saw
this."
a clip of someone and I heard a little bit, but could you actually hear it when you're watching it live? Holy crap!
You can hear the children screaming in the background. Oh yeah, it was loud as you'd have to be pretty
Oh,
deaf
I
not to
couldn't
hear
watch
it.
that. That's
But yeah,
terrible.
no. As soon as I heard that, I said, "No, no, we're supposed to be saving the children. I'm not going to sit here and watch any more of their
Screaming.
bullshit."
What do you
But
think that
they're just
was?
trying to open portals.
Why would you hear children screaming? But do you think it was physical children or ghost children, like the lost souls, or? 'Cause-
The lost
yeah,
souls.
because it's funny. Like
Oh, they were probably opening the portal to the lost souls.
maybe that would make sense because there's so when you
Uh
kill a
huh.
child, it becomes a lost soul because a child is born like the soul itself, I don't know, but the child is innocent. And a child and when you live, you have your duality and you choose your light and dark. When you do things to a child and you teach them pedophilia and you take you're snatching that soul,
Their
their innocence.
innocence.
When you kill them,
Yeah.
it just cuts the soul. The soul goes into like this weird. I remember because when I was learning about all this, about all the sacrifices and stuff, I kept dreaming and I kept having the same reoccurring dream, and I kept being taken into this weird part of the matrix, and it was all webby, and there was all these souls, but they were like faceless, and they were like reaching out, and I would like try and go there and like try and help them, and they would all just be like, but you couldn't see their faces; they were faceless, and you could tell the soul had been cut. And I guess as a child, you're getting the soul's getting cut, hasn't chosen light or dark, So then it just goes back into some kind of like repeat, and then I guess has to stay somewhere in the matrix until that soul gets released into its next body. But yeah, it does. It becomes very lost.
That's a realm, and that's a demon who runs that realm in between the
Mm-hmm.
planes. Okay. And yes, there's lost
Mm-hmm.
souls. That's another thing too, that we've got, we've got these dark entities that rule
Mm-hmm.
these realms of, yeah, that's another one right there. We go.
That's
Is I've
insane.
been
So
shown
he
as,
was
yeah, there
opening
is lost
doors, and
souls.
there you could hear the screaming of kids like
Hmm.
straight away. Whoa,
Hmm. Children.
that's
Hmm.
not cool.
Hmm.
I wouldn't want to hear that. That's
No,
so dark,
no, no.
so dark.
If there's anything that I accomplish when I'm here on this planet, while I'm here, and that is to free these children, these souls that are
Same. That's
trapped
why I started all of
in
this.
this nasty
Yeah,
AIs.
yeah.
Yes,
My
yes,
heart,
yeah. They
my
need
heart
to.
broke for these soul. Like it actually physically broke
Oh,
when I learned and understood what was happening and how deep it went, and the crimes and the agenda behind it. Like it's not just benefit. It's like so deep and dark, and the way they harvest the energy and they harvest the blood, and it was too much. I full just my heart just broke, and I remember I find myself just crying from like this deep, deep, deep place for these souls of the children, and like I'd become so angry and be like, why aren't these people being killed, or having to being arrested like for what they do, and but it's all part of a bigger plan, I guess, and that's how I like pray for them, and you know we can't we can bring awareness to it, but these people who do it, we can't like be sitting there thinking they're gonna die, because it's a whole bigger agenda than that. But my heart broke definitely for those souls. Like that was a heavy one.
it's terrible. Yeah, it's a terrible thing, and all we can do is pray and just keep anchoring our light and be the light bearers that we are, because we're going to go ahead. We are going to push this darkness out, you guys. We are going to win. We've already won. I have been shown that from the creator. We've already won. But again, I'm going to say it again and again. This is a generation thing. This is this is embedded in eons and eons of
Mhm.
generations, you guys. And until the next generation comes along and they push it out, next generation, and they push it out, and then we have to wait for their generations to die off. They've got to die off. So it's going to take a generational thing, just like it took a generational thing for us to get this dark. And it took us about 60 or about 50 years to get as dark as we are. um I've been around for quite a while. I've seen, I was born in the 60s. In the 70s, I can say we were pretty peaceful. In the 80s, it wasn't
Mhm.
too bad, but I have to say that I'll never forget the day that Madonna wrote her book, and it was a sexual book. And I'll never forget reading that book because
I've
I
never
liked
read it.
Madonna,
I didn't even know she had a book.
and I read it.
I didn't even know she
Huh?
had a book. I don't really.
Oh, this was in the
Okay.
80s. She wrote a book, and she wrote a book about having sex with
Oh,
animals.
goodness gracious.
She had an animal, she had something written in there. Yes, it was
Bestiality.
disgusting. I tossed that book on, I was in the backyard. Yeah, I was laying out, and
Crazy. I didn't know.
I was like, this is, I knew, I right then and there, and that was like in 1980, maybe it was 1990,
Mhm.
maybe 89. It was somewhere between 88 and 91 that I read that
That
book.
sounds about right.
And I was just disgusted. I was so disgusted. And I was like, I can't, I just knew. That's when I knew. I knew. I go, we've tilted. We're tilting this way. And then again, like I said, what was it, the early
The
2000s
Kardashians.
when the
Yeah.
Kardashians came?
Yeah.
When they came, I said, that's it. We're done. It's over with. We, as women as they know it, will never be the same. It'll never be the same. And then we just started tilting and tilting and tilting more with the Kardashians. And
Mm-hmm.
um So yeah, now here we are, and the light is winning. We've won, but like I said, we just got each generation has to just keep pushing this darkness and pushing this darkness and killing off all of these horrible plant families that we have that rule this planet, and then we will become a planet of pure peace and unity. And they won't be able to reincarnate here no
Mhm.
more. Planet Earth is no longer going to be a
Mhm.
school anymore. We will be just a planet of peace and love and of high
That will be
consciousness.
very nice.
So it'll be
Mhm.
very nice. This time, next time we'll want to come back. We'll be like, okay, let's go back.
At the moment, I don't ever think that. It's like, this is my last mission.
For right now, yeah, and I will take a break, a long break if I can.
Contract, my contract is over.
Right. But what I was shown though, when we do come back, that we will have our memory of who we were and what we did on this planet. So we will recognize our own energy when we come back. So that's what I was shown. So I'm like, okay, that's what this
That
whole
will
thing is
help.
about. So
But
becoming a
but
planet of unity.
I have
I do.
noticed that young, yeah, like young children, like kids being born now, and they seem to have more memory of stuff compared to when we were kids. Like when we were kids, we were in the dark. We didn't know shit. Like I did not want to be alive because to me, this planet and what I was experiencing was like, I didn't like this fishbowl. I wanted to get out. So like I struggled being
Oh,
a
me
human.
too.
Yeah, like I struggled with depression, being alive, like all those battles because I just didn't like. I couldn't remember shit. To me, it was just like, what is this place? But I find children nowadays, I don't know. They'll be like, "Oh, this," and they even like you see some. There's one kid that like says he's Diana, and he has all this memory from when he was Princess Diana, and they've taken him back to England, and they've shown, and he's like he cries over it. But like children just seem to have. Even my daughter, she'll be like, "Oh, I think in my past life I was this," and she has these memories, and it's like I never had that stuff as a child. Never. I never had any idea of like possibly I had past life. It was just this was it. This was my world. I needed to die to get off of here. Like I didn't have any memory of what could possibly other possibilities of. It was just God, Jesus, the devil, Satan, heaven, hell. Yeah, I just find like now young children will like, yeah, they'll say things. They'll be like, oh, what about, I remember this or I remember that. And, some children even say they remember their past lives and they're still like 4 years old. So I feel like you're starting to see a bit
No,
more of that.
yeah, let's ask Nova. Nova, if you're still listening to us, do you have anything from your 6-year-old, anything extraordinary that she's done that has shown you that she does remember that she's a star seed
Mm-hmm.
and that she came from the light, from the great
Mm-hmm.
source? Does she have any recollection of, heaven or whatever you want to call? I like to call it heaven. Why not? It's a nice name,
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah, yeah. Does she have any memories of being with source and from coming from heaven? Because she's only been on this planet for 6 years. She's
is
very
she very?
new. So I do, yes, I do believe that all the children that have been born, at least in the last 10 years, are way different than when your
For
children were born,
sure.
Anne, or when
For
my children
sure.
were
I
born.
do. I do
Yeah,
believe that. I
their intelligence, yeah, their intelligence is so
mm,
amazing. I do have a 7-year-old grandson, so I do know he says some of the things he says, I'm like,
mm, I know,
whoa.
right?
I couldn't even, I would never have thought of anything like that even now.
No, it's what I mean. They say these like things, and it's like, how do you know that? How are you coming up with that? Like, I don't even think of those things. But yeah,
Oh, because I know. My grandson tells me, oh, because I know. I know this, Grandma. I know. He'll tell me all kinds of stuff about the planets and stuff. I'm just like,
good to
wow.
know.
So yeah, it's really
Mm.
interesting. He's known all the different moon phases since he was like 3 or 4
See,
years old. He memorized
that's
those things. Yeah, crystals, he memorizes crystals, all kinds of
that's
stuff.
amazing.
Yeah,
Mm.
it is amazing. And it's only going to get better. I think that now the babies that are being born right now are definitely being born with our
Mm.
memories.
I think so.
Okay. So Nova says very sensitive, knows technology that they don't even, that
Oh
she
yeah.
doesn't even understand. I think that's what she's saying, that she doesn't.
I know.
Yeah. Well, technology is the way of it. I mean, that's what I've been shown you guys. I mean, one thing I hear from my angels constantly, you got to stay up with the technology, Claudine. You've got to stay up with the technology because that's just the way of it. This is what I was
Mm,
told.
I believe that.
That technology and consciousness has to match. So the more that we rise, the more the technology will rise. We have to rise with
Mm,
technology. And that is why on other planets, when I visit other planets and I astral travel to them, I've always wondered, how are they so advanced? How come they can do all the things that they can do? And let me tell you guys, the things that they can do on other planets, oh, it's amazing. It is so amazing. And what I was told is that their consciousness matches their technology.
ours
So,
doesn't. Our
mhm.
consciousness has gone backward. As our technology comes
No,
out, our
we,
consciousness goes the other way.
yes,
We become
right,
dumber.
right. We have not, yeah, we have not involved, we have not
No,
evolved as a human race.
we
We've
have.
devolved, totally devolved.
It's quite sad. Oh my
Okay, and then she says, but also has behavior issues that have come up because of the trauma COVID caused. Oh, dang.
God.
That's
What
right.
did the kid get trauma?
Your baby
Did
got
the kid get
smacked.
COVID?
Yeah, her baby was smacking. She had her baby when you had your baby in
Mm.
2019, right? Oh man,
So is
that's a
is it
tough
from the
one.
kid being born during COVID, or is it because the kid had COVID?
I don't know. We'll see what she says. Did your baby have COVID? So yeah, so you guys, the one thing I wanted to say with Christmas and with all these energies that we've had to deal with, well, I had to deal with some pretty dark energies during my Christmas, um, with alcohol and stuff like that, energies that I was surrounded by. And that very next morning, I started detoxing. So
Like
2018.
2018.
So she had her baby in 2018 and then COVID. Oh my goodness gracious. So that baby, could you imagine being forced to have a mask put on?
Oh yeah. Oh, for a baby. No, I
All the
didn't
thing, all the,
I
and
didn't even
this
put
is,
on a
yeah,
mask. I never wore a mask. I didn't do it. I would walk around. So when it
no,
was at its worst, I would walk around with the mask around my wrist, and I would always carry a water bottle. So if I ever got, oh, you're not wearing a mask, I would just say, yeah, I'm having a drink of water. If it was like in a bank or something, I was lining up where everyone's watching, yeah, I would put it on here and there. But in general, I didn't buy into the mask thing. I play, you can work around things, people. There's ways to work around the system. And yeah, that's what I did because you could get in trouble for drinking your water. So I just have my water bottle all the time and I'm drinking water.
and you guys were
We were,
heavily,
yes.
heavily
Australia was
policed.
targeted
You
very
guys
badly.
were
Yeah.
very badly. I remember people getting beat up
Oh
in the
yeah,
streets and
and
stuff
we
where you
got
were
forced
at. That was so
vaccinations
bad.
here. Like they cut borders off, invisible borders between states, so that people couldn't even go to work. Like my boyfriend got the COVID vac just so he could work because if you got caught without your vaccination and going into the other state, it was like a 5 grand fine or something. So he had to get it forcefully, like a lot of people did.
Uh, That and there again, that was our those are our free that's our free will being
But
infringed on right there,
yeah.
you guys, right there for all those who were forced to get
Mm-hmm.
vaxxed because they were going to lose their
Mm-hmm.
job or they won't be able to go back
Mm-hmm.
home or whatever the reason was that they were forced to do it. When you were forced, that is
You're
fringing
free.
on your free
Yeah.
will, and they did not disclose everything
Yeah.
to us. But again, I want to get back to the whole Christmas. Christmas is over with you guys, and I know a lot of, detox. It's very important to detox this stuff that I don't know if anyone indulged in a lot of food or sugars or anything, but if you did, it's okay. Just make sure you're detoxing that stuff out of your body. I went on a detox and a fast the next day. I'm still on it. I did eat this morning
I'm
though.
just the same. I didn't
and I'm still
change. I
detoxing.
didn't. Nothing changed for me. I eat the same Christmas or no. I'm always detoxing. Like I'm always eating papaya seeds and having what is that Damascus earth or whatever. Like and I'm always detoxing and cleaning. I'm always going after parasites in any way I can. So, and I just don't change. Even when it's a holiday, I don't start eating different. I don't drink, so it doesn't matter.
I did. I know. I did. I made mashed potatoes,
Oh my God, Claudine. You're detoxing from
and I
mashed
don't eat a lot of
potatoes.
starch. Mashed potatoes, and what else did I indulge in? What else was there that I was eating? I ate a lot of green bean casserole too, but that's
A
not
lot
really
of
bad for
what?
you. But I did. I ate a little bit more than I know. Green bean
Oh,
casserole.
I don't think I know that one.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound
Yeah, but
unhealthy.
no, mashed potatoes, I hit them hard. I hit them so I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is just so terrible." Oh, and then I made salsa and
Oh, it's
chips,
not that
but,
bad.
no, it wasn't that, but you still feel it because I don't really eat starch. I don't like eating starchy foods because as you know, I battled candida, and, so yes, Ann and I are on a very strict regimen. We are always detoxing. We are always cleaning our bodies. We're always because we know we may not ever be able to get fully rid of these parasites, but we know that we can keep our bodies from allowing them to host. And we know that if we ever give them an environment to host, they're going to come right back. And we've been working very, very hard to detox our parasites out of us. And you want the good ones and the bad ones. You want to keep your balance. You don't want to get rid of all of them because some of the fungus is good for you. Some of the bacteria, you got good bacteria, bad bacteria. But anyways, I'm still working on it, I
Oh,
feel
same.
like, but I know that I've killed a lot of parasites out of me. I know I have.
Same.
This has probably been the cleanest I've ever been in my life.
Good. Stay clean.
No sugar.
Stay clean.
Huh? I will.
I know you
I
will.
will. I will stay clean. Like I said, I ate a little bit too much starch on Christmas and I felt it the next day, so I just started fasting. I'm still trying to get it out of my system. Um, but then again, we're chemtrailed up like crazy.
Exactly. It's
So
everywhere.
it's it's in our yeah, they got the nanobots trying to, latch onto us. So it's just a constant fight. So I just want to again out to remind you guys again, you can do a detox as easy as just fasting and drinking water and having a little bit of fruit, and that will really help you get some of this stuff out of your body. I do have a lot of products that I carry that get rid of parasites. I help with all types of parasites, you guys, from pinworms to hookworms to candida to there's so many different types of parasites. Well, there's 5 of them that I know of. So that I work with. Um, so yeah, just do that detox and cleanse that body. And then we've got what's the next holiday we got going
New
on? Wait, right
Year's.
now you've got New Year's Eve. Aren't
We're
you
New
on New
Year's
Year's Eve
Eve.
right now? Isn't this
Yeah.
your it's New Year's Eve for
Yeah.
you right now, isn't it today?
We're New Year's tomorrow. We are
Okay.
January 1st tomorrow. So we will be in the new year.
And what do you think about New Year's?
I don't rate it. I don't care. I'll be asleep. I work and I come home and sleep. Well, okay. I was having this conversation this morning with my boyfriend. New Year's this is the Matrix New Year's. Next month will be Chinese New Year's, and then where I grew up in Thailand, our Thai New Year's is in April. So how,
I
how I
like
was
that.
brought up, I've got white person New Year's, I have Chinese people New Year's, and then I have Thai people's New Year's. So New Year's is kind of all over the place for me. I kind of always feel like a New Year's, when it really ticks over is around March. That's when I start feeling like, oh, okay, now it's a new year. For some reason, that's when I start to feel that big shifting, like, but right now to me it's just like, oh, this is commercial New Year's. This is like New Year's for everyone to like, woo, it's New Year's, let's all go have fun and get wasted and have the best time we can talk about. But it's not really, everyone does their New Year's resolutions, but I don't feel a big anything to it. I just
Now I'm with you. I feel that a new year begins in March or
Mm.
April around for us, that's our
Mhm.
springtime. And it feels like a
Yes.
renewal. It
Yeah.
feels fresh. It feels good. So when it comes to Mother Nature, it just feels like it should be in March
Yeah,
or
and
April.
yeah, March. And according to
Um,
the old
yeah,
calendar, I'm pretty sure March was the first month of the year. Like, because I think there
yes.
was 13, yeah. So around March, the beginning of March, according to the old calendar, is more the start of the new year. And I've always felt that. So, mm,
Because wasn't it Constantine, the Romans, from the Romans, Constantine? He's the one who changed the
yeah,
calendar back in when, back in the 1200s or whatever's, and he's the one who took away the months. Yeah, because prior to Constantine, I think if I'm
yeah,
saying that right, I'm
yeah,
sorry, you guys. Like I
Constantine,
said, I don't Constantine. I don't pronounce things correctly sometimes.
Emperor
Um,
Constantine. Yeah, he did a lot. He also,
he changed the
yeah,
calendar, yeah, and that's why we don't have spring in
yeah,
March
and
anymore. I'm sorry, the new year. I'm
the new
sorry.
year.
I'm tired, you guys. I've been up since 5 this morning. I'm so sorry. But that's why we don't have New Year's in March
Because he
or
changed
April
it. He also,
because he changed it.
Emperor Constantine also he had a beloved wife that he loved very much. And he let her translate, not this version, but the version before, or maybe the version before, but one of the versions, like a recent one, 2 or 3 versions ago. He let his beloved wife rewrite the Bible. She got to translate it and rewrite the Bible. And she changed, the Bible used to talk about incarnation, but she changed it to heaven and hell, Jesus and the devil. She changed that whole,
Concept.
and she changed it to heaven and hell, Jesus and the devil. And before that version that she translated, it was reincarnation. The Bible spoke of reincarnation, not heaven and hell. So that's an interesting fact.
Because they didn't want it. Yeah, because
Oh,
if
I
we would
can't
have
hear
known that
you.
reincarnation was the way of it. Can you hear me?
Oh, I
Oh
froze.
no. Did you turn off your speaker? Uh-oh. We lost Anne again. Okay, let me.
Here?
There you are. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just yeah. Can you see me?
Okay. Yeah, everything's good. We're
Sorry.
good. We're good. Oh, I was able to fix that one really quick without having to shut the whole thing down.
Yay. I left and came back.
Hey, it's just big that we're live doing this, you guys, because oh gosh, I didn't know if I was ever gonna, how long it was gonna take me to just learn how to go live through Restream, but hopefully after the new year here, I'll be able to go ahead and learn how to add all the fancy stuff on here, like my website and all that stuff. But I well, like I said before, I actually purchased a really cool streaming program. It's called Streamlabs. That thing has got everything, but I can't go live through that yet because I can't figure out how to bring Ann on.
Oh, that's so annoying. Do you think it's me? Am I the problem?
No, it's telling me that I have to do it through Zoom.
Oh.
And I don't want to do that. I'm like, that's stupid to have to get another connection. You know what I mean? It's like getting so many things to talk to each other.
Mm.
So I know there's got to be another way and to do it. I just got to find someone who knows that Streamlab program and can help me. Or I'll just figure it out like I always do. I'll
I'm a
just get
very
on my
organic
AI. I
I'm a
get on my
very
AI and I
organic
ask,
human.
huh?
I'm a very organic human, so I'm not good with AI.
Yeah.
AI don't Me and AI don't always get along. It doesn't like me very much sometimes.
Oh. I use it all the time. I just because it's easy and it's just the way of it for me. But
It's just so
it is a
complicated.
dark a yeah. It's generated from Google, so it's totally from yeah, the draconians, but whatever. It's only going to tell me what it's been trained to be told. But it does no streaming, so it's useful for that, I guess. I do use what I can of the good of it.
Yeah.
Um, we're at we are a little bit over our time, but I guess we can go for a few more minutes since we had to cut it off and restream it again. Okay, let me see if we got any comments coming on in here. No, just not allowed out of the house. Okay, so Nova said, I guess what affected her child was not allowed out of the house, always alone, but it just caused mental health issues for me. Postpartum and Western medicine was pushed down on a lot of my friends. Oh, yeah. The hijack. They were hijacking us, Nova. That's what that was all about. That's what COVID was all about, hijacking us.
Yeah.
And
That was a tough time. That's tough. And like it's still tough the fallout from COVID. Like I had a friend pass away last month, and she got cancer come on really, really fast, leukemia. And I was asking her, like, just before she passed away, if, like, what she thinks brought it on. And she said to me that she thinks the shot brought it on because she said as soon as she got the shot, within a week, she had this ridiculous pain in her back. And it was just, and then they found blockages in her lung, and they just kept pumping her, like taking this her lung kept filling up with liquid, with fluid, and and then they finally found she had this rare leukemia inside of her, and then it just was aggressive, and she said ever since she got that shot, within 1 week, and her boyfriend even was saying the same thing, and like, yeah, ever since she got that shot, and it just came. So like I just think like it's not even gone now. Like I can't say definitely that's what it was. She couldn't say. That's just between us speaking. But it was still like, wow, like the issue is still happening. Like now we're having friends and relatives. My parents lost a friend, and his came on right after his shot, his cancer, and it was aggressive. 2 years later, he's dead. Then my friend. So, when these things happen, it makes you think like, wow, like, are we still getting the rebound and this from COVID? And what, like, it's not over. Now we've got millions of people with this shot, and like, who's to say that people aren't? It's not like it gives you the cancer, or it gives you, but it brings it on. It might bring on something that was sitting dormant inside you. Like heaps of people are getting random blockages, and yeah, like it's a hard one. It was a really hard one, and I think it's still something that we are having to experience in a different way, but it's still there.
it
Like,
was genocide.
yes,
Mass
I
genocide is what it was.
yeah,
And our government is responsible for this. They are so responsible for this. They are the ones, I mean, again, I'm going to say it. They are not our friends. They don't give a shit about us. Um, and every single one of these entities that we talked about tonight, you guys, all they care about is extinct the
mm-hmm,
human.
mm-hmm.
They don't have any compassion for life at all. They can care less.
They actually
So
have, they actually have, um, they actually have rules that they have to live by, and according to, what is it, the Georgian Wall or something, those big tablet things, it says by the year, what is it, 20 something,
2030, isn't it
2030,
2030?
something like that. They're what they are supposed to follow is that they're supposed to get humans down to, what is it, 500 million or something, like some crazy amount. But to balance out nature, we were never meant to have this many people on this planet. And those ones that are in charge, there's actually these big huge Georgian, like, it's been what, I think someone's blowing up what, but they have what it used to say. But they're supposed to get the population down to like 500 million or something by the year 2030. So this isn't conspiracy, people. This is real. And so, what they're doing to us, and the different things that are coming at us, where people are saying, hey, they're trying to kill you. Like, Maybe we should look a bit more into it and take people that are saying that a bit more seriously and not just crazy nuts who are against the government, but you know, just have a bit more awareness because when you got tablets telling us that we're supposed to be down to 500 million, that's a lot of people to take out between now and then. So,
Yeah. And there's plenty of room for all the humans that are here. We've got
it is.
exactly how many humans that we need to have here, and there's plenty of room. Um, so Nova says, I've had multiple friends in the medical field confess to seeing corruption.
Oh, for sure.
That is so cool, Nova. That is awesome that you've actually got people telling you. I did too. I've probably had about maybe 15 to 20 nurses that I've helped treat. Um, and they've said the same thing, that it was so much corruption. You know what? To be honest with you, these nurses, they got very sick because they know that they killed a lot of people.
Mm.
Hmm. That they were part of that, and they
Yep.
could not live. Yeah, they couldn't. They have a hard time to this day, even though I still counsel a lot of them, knowing that they took part in something like that. But they were tricked. They were
Mm-hmm.
tricked,
Mm-hmm.
and they
Make
were
believe
tricked to
a
think
lie.
they were taught, and they believed that they were working for the light. And
Mm-hmm.
and it still goes on. The trickery still goes on. It's still everywhere, and it's sad. It's really sad what they did to us. But that's why, Ann and I are having this show and this live and talking, because we need to start talking to each other, you guys. We need to
Mm-hmm.
start talking to our neighbors. We need to start talking to people, like-minded people. I know it's hard to bring up some of these subjects with people because they just don't want to hear it, and that's okay. They don't have to hear it. But the more we talk to each other, the faster we're going to be able to push this darkness off of our planet and start getting rid of these generations of it. Because we are the light force here. We're the ones who are going to change it. Only we, the anchors, can change it. So
Yes.
that's why we're doing this talk for you guys. Hard truths. Nova said hard truths. Yeah, we are. That's maybe what we should call that. Oh, I like that. Hard truths.
Yes.
That's a
There you
good one,
go.
Nova. We talk hard truths, and we just, yeah. Well, we talk our truth. I speak my truth,
Yes.
and speaks
Our
her
truth.
truth. Yeah,
Yeah.
our truth.
And I'll never
Because
say it's gospel. It's not. I'm not. I'm everything I say. I'm not saying this is how it is. This is how. Even spiritually, like everyone has different paths. We all hear different things. Like we have to. That's why we have to be our own leader and our own guide. Like that's why giving your power to someone else is not the way. Know who you are. Know what you believe because
know
and you
thyself.
can't waver
Know thyself. Yes.
for
And
sure.
when you've reached that point of awareness where you can literally say, I know myself, I know thyself, and I stand in my truth, and I will not give my power up to nothing, to nothing. Then you've reached the 5D, I would say, if
Yeah.
that's what you want to
Yeah.
call it. I mean, I
Yeah.
just call it a connection and awareness that I've never had in my life. I've
Yeah.
never had this.
Well,
So,
that's when fear like will leave a lot more and all those types of things. When you reach that state of consciousness, 5D, whatever it is, that's when you think clearer because the fear is no longer there. That everything just you hear the messages better, you hear what's right from wrong easier. But yeah, reaching that state of consciousness, but you have to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, you will not be able to get the right message because you fear. So when things get thrown at you, if you don't believe in yourself, you can be like, you believe everybody. You'd be like, oh, that's the right thing. Oh, that's the right thing. And that's not, and you get, your faith will get wavered all over the place. You have to know who you are. You have to know what your beliefs are. You have to have conviction, assertiveness in who you are. And everything becomes
and,
that little bit easier.
and I want to just add one more thing, and do your discernment. Whoever you're listening to, whoever, what guru, whoever you put your attention to get answers.
Yeah. Have discernment.
Have
Believe
discernment on what they're
yourself
saying.
first, but believe
Hmm.
yourself. Like,
Hmm.
you have to. Even a guru, like, how do they know what your spiritual path is meant to be? Like, if you don't know yourself, you are going to be taken down so many different roads that will lead you nowhere. You're gonna, like people who follow Trump and put, they're gonna get led down this road, and then Trump's gonna finish in 4 years, and he's got all his money to go back to. Where are you gonna be left? You go follow Beyonce and her concert and da 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 da, and when she's all done taking your money, where are you gonna be left? Wherever, like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to believe yourself,
Or
and you
what's
have
going
to
to
be
be
on.
left of you? You've given all your
Yes,
energy to these, you've given up your energy. And the
yes.
same
Even
thing
spiritual
goes, yeah,
gurus, same
yeah, the
thing,
spiritual gurus. Yeah, be
same thing.
careful. Yeah, just do your discernment. That's all I'm saying. Take bits and pieces of what they're saying. And if it doesn't resonate with you, don't pick it up. Leave
Don't.
it there.
Yes.
And because I mean,
If you have
I
that
don't
little
know.
niggling, if you have that little niggling, something doesn't feel right. I don't know, but they're a spiritual guru. Oh, but they say they're spirit. If it feels something sus, listen to it. I hear so many people tell stories about these spirit, and it's like, oh, but I had this little niggling feeling. Something didn't feel right, but I kept doing it. It's like, if it didn't feel right, don't do it. Just go away. Walk away. Because that is your gut. That is your solar plexus. That is your sacral chakra. That is some chakra inside you. Your spirit is picking up something and it's telling you something. Your gut is saying, that's not the right thing. That's not the right thing to believe in. Don't go down. But we're human. We go, oh, but there's such and such. I need to. No, listen to your
No,
gut.
don't. Yeah,
Listen to
don't
it.
do it.
Yeah.
Just listen to your common sense. Your common sense
Yes.
is your multidimensional being that you
Yes.
truly are. That is
Yes.
why your commons, I know everyone has got some kind of common sense out there.
Yes.
Just follow that. If it doesn't make sense, then just leave it alone. In time, you'll be shown why that didn't make any sense to you, and you'll be so happy that you didn't continue to listen to that person or follow that
Mm-hmm.
person's truth.
Mm-hmm.
um and I know there's a lot of people out there, there's a lot of influencers out there getting paid so much money to do
Mm-hmm.
these types of videos. And
Mm-hmm.
see, Ann and I, we don't have to sell our videos. We don't have to ask you guys for money because we have products. I have a product. She
Mm-hmm.
has a gift that she can make money off of. If you want her to tap into your energy like that, there's an energy exchange going on here.
Mm-hmm.
um Again, I always say that I've got something that influencers don't have. Again, I have products that can help you heal, because it is the medicine that your angels can use to heal you. It is the proper medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know too many influencers that have that.
They don't. They don't get sponsored. And you know what? Once you get sponsored and you have people giving you things to, you no longer are yourself. You're speaking and are a spokesperson for that product, and you have restrictions to what you say. You have to start being a different person. You have a mask because that's what you're selling, that product. Whether you like it or not, you're gonna say, oh, this is a great product, because someone's paying you to say it. So we don't have any of that. There's no
No, we don't, but
influence
we
from
do. Yeah, but
anywhere.
we have yeah, we don't even
And
have
I
to
will
sell tea.
never speak for someone else. I will never, if
Mm.
I don't believe in it, I will never speak of,
Oh no.
and put that out there. I refuse to be one of those people. I just do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm all about what works for me and what's my truth. I just want people to, like, be happy, be at peace, find some peace within themselves, like, just be able to relax a bit more because they're not, all confused with all this crap in their face. But if people are being influenced to tell you things, well, once again, there's that's with an agenda. That's, know yourself. Come back to this. Come back to source,
And
because
love
you're,
all this all the time. Love it.
yes.
Love it, because it's a gift, and you chose your avatar, and it is just divine. You are just all divine in all your divinity all the time. And so I guess we'll go ahead and let this go. We've been keeping people a bit it is about almost 8 o'clock, about 10 minutes to 8. I have here, and I still have deliveries to do. So I got to get that medicine out. I've been very busy. Yeah, I'm going to be
That's
open
good.
tomorrow. So anybody who's looking to come and get some medicine for the New Year's, come see me. I will be open
Mhm.
from 10 to 5 tomorrow. So, and you have a very good night tonight, and
Thank
I
you.
hope that you're not up too late with all of the
I
crazies.
won't. I'll be coming home from work and going to bed. I'll be going to sleep. Just straight from work. Let's just hope there's no
Yeah.
crazy people at work tonight. I'm over
Oh,
the
I
crazy
hope not.
people.
I
Oh,
hope
I'm over
not.
it. I've had enough of
I
the
hope.
craziness, people. Let's give me
I
a break.
know.
The
I
bad
know.
entities that possess people to come at me. I'm just over it.
I hear you. I hear you on that one. It's been
Oh
crazy,
my
crazy,
God.
crazy holidays.
Yeah.
But
All
okay,
right.
you guys, everyone, again, if you guys are interested and you want to get some services from us, just go to my website, www.elevatedbyclaudine.com. And everything is on the website for you guys, and so are my products. And very, very soon you'll be able to purchase on my website with a credit card. It is coming very soon. Half of it's been approved. We're waiting for another half to get approved. Once that gets approved from the merchants, you guys, because of what I do, no merchant company, no bank out there, no credit card, Visa, MasterCard will pick up my website. But you guys can still order from us. All you got to do is go ahead and put your order in, and then I'll see it. I'll call you. You pay for it, and then you'll be able to have a consultation with her or me. And then, if you want the products, all you got to do is call my store and put the order in, and I will mail it out. It's very simple. I can still take a credit card over the phone. I do have another system that can do that. My brick and mortar is completely legal to be able to do that. A website is completely different. So, anyways, you guys, everyone have a very, very merry, happy everything, and thank you for joining us. Bye.